Have you ever looked at a franchise player and realized that his days in the jersey he made famous are numbered, not because of performance, but because the business of baseball is absolutely ruthless? Welcome back, guys. We are diving headfirst into the 2026 MLB season, and while the first pitch hasn't even been thrown in earnest, the Sharks are already circling. We're talking about the trade deadline, that chaotic time in July that defines champions and destroys rebuilds. Today, we are breaking down the 25 names you need to know. Players who might be packing their bags before the summer is over. Let's start with the absolute elephant in the room, the situation that is keeping every general manager in the league awake at night. Tarik Skubal. The Detroit Tigers have a jewel, a 29-year-old lefty who is, without a doubt, the best pitcher on the planet right now. We are talking about back-to-back AL Cy Young Awards and an ERA under 2.80 for 3 straight years. He is the face of Detroit's resurgence. But here is the cold, hard truth. Skubal hits free agency after this season. The rumors this winter were deafening, yet he's still a Tiger. Why? Because Detroit is gambling everything on a 2026 World Series run. But let's play out the nightmare scenario for Tigers fans. What if they stumble out of the gate? What if they are 5 games back in July? The front office cannot afford to lose a generational talent for nothing. If Detroit isn't leading the division by the All-Star break, the bidding war for Skubal will be unlike anything we've seen since the Juan Soto sweepstakes years ago. We are talking about a trade package that could reshape a farm system for a decade. Now let's shift our focus to Queens, where the vibe is complicated. Mark Vientos of the New York Mets is living a cautionary tale. In 2024, this guy looked like the future. 27 homers in just over 100 games, a postseason hero. He was supposed to be the cornerstone at third base. Fast forward to today, and the narrative has flipped completely. 2025 was a disaster of inconsistency, both with the bat and the glove. He lost his job to Brett Beatty, and the Mets didn't just sit back. They went out and signed Bo Bichette, Marcus Semien, and Jorge Polanco. Look at that infield depth. Where does Vientos fit? Nowhere. He is a man without a country in his own clubhouse. The Mets are clearly prioritizing Beatty, leaving Vientos as a high-upside trade chip. Half the fan base is screaming that they are giving up on him too soon, remembering his power potential, while the other half wants him moved for pitching help immediately. If the Mets are serious about contending, Vientos is the first asset they move, potentially even before the deadline heats up. And speaking of moving assets, let's look at the bullpen market, specifically Mark Leiter Jr. The Athletics signed him this winter, and while his 4.84 ERA in the Bronx last year wasn't pretty, smart teams know the underlying metrics tell a better story. In Oakland, he's going to get high-leverage innings. If he stabilizes that ERA in the first half, contenders desperate for relief help, which is literally every contender, will be calling. It's the classic sign-and-flip strategy. Finally, for this block, look at Ryan Mountcastle in Baltimore. The writing has been on the wall for years. His power numbers have dipped for 4 straight seasons, and with the Orioles bringing in Pete Alonso, Mountcastle is an expensive bench piece. That is simply unsustainable for a team managing a rising payroll. All right, let's dig deeper into the tactical side of things, because this is where the market gets really interesting. We often talk about glue guys, players who hold a team together. But what happens when a glue guy becomes a luxury you can't afford? Look at Nico Hoerner with the Chicago Cubs. This is a Gold Glove second baseman, a guy coming off a career year with nearly a 300 average and almost 30 stolen bases. He is the definition of a winning player. So why is he on this list? Because the Cubs made a massive splash by signing Alex Bregman. Now you have Bregman at third, and you have the young phenom Matt Shaw knocking on the door. Hoerner is a free agent at the end of the year. The Cubs are in a fascinating bind. Do they keep Hoerner for a playoff push and risk losing him for nothing? Or do they trade him to a team desperate for middle infield stability? Imagine Hoerner on a team like the Dodgers or the Yankees. His contact skills and defense would be a game changer. But trading him signals a shift that might alienate the clubhouse. It's a high-wire act for the Chicago front office. Then we have the enigma that is Jorge Soler. The Angels brought him in, but let's be real, the Angels aren't projected to tear up the AL West. Soler is a hired gun. We know he has light tower power. The man can change a game with one swing, but he's also injury-prone and inconsistent. He played half the season in 2025 and hit .215. However, playoff teams don't care about batting average in October. They care about OPS and home runs. If Soler is healthy and hitting bombs in June, the Angels will move him to a contender looking for a DH who isn't afraid of the big moment. Remember his World Series MVP run? That is what teams are buying, the hope that he can catch lightning in a bottle one more time. Let's talk about a change of scenery working wonders. Luis Severino signed with the Athletics, and people scoffed at his 4.54 ERA last year. But look closer at the splits. He hated pitching in that minor league park in Sacramento, and the numbers prove it. A 6.01 ERA at home versus a stellar 3.02 ERA on the road. That is a massive discrepancy. Smart analytics departments are already drooling over this. Get him out of that environment, put him in a pitcher-friendly park, and you might have a frontline starter for a fraction of the cost. This is the kind of under-the-radar move that wins championships. And don't sleep on Drew Rasmussen down in Tampa Bay. The Rays are the kings of maximizing value. Rasmussen posted a 2.76 ERA last year. He is elite at inducing weak contact. He's affordable too, with a team option for 2027. That extra year of control makes him incredibly valuable. The Rays don't usually trade guys with control unless the return is astronomical. But if they fall behind in the AL East, they will listen. A team acquiring Rasmussen isn't just renting him. They are getting a rotation staple for 2 pennant races. Now we have to have a tough conversation about potential unfulfilled. Not every trade candidate is a star. Some are distressed assets. Take Nolan Gorman of the St. Louis Cardinals. A few years ago, he was the next big thing. Today, he's a guy with a career .218 average and a strikeout problem. The Cardinals are retooling. They already moved Arenado, and Gorman is running out of runway. If he doesn't show significant improvement in his plate discipline early in 2026, St. Louis might decide to cut their losses. A change of scenery trade, perhaps for a young pitcher in a similar situation, feels inevitable. It's a classic challenge trade scenario. On the flip side, you have defensive wizards like Jacob Young in Washington. He is elite in center field, a vacuum cleaner for fly balls, but he doesn't hit for power. The Nationals have Robert Hassel III waiting in the wings. If Washington wants more offense, Young becomes expendable. He's the perfect target for a team with a loaded lineup that just needs someone to catch the ball. Think of a team playing in a massive outfield like Coors Field or Oracle Park. Speaking of pitching, let's look at the Pittsburgh Pirates and Mitch Keller. It feels like Keller has been on the trade block since the day he debuted. He's a workhorse, eating up 176 innings last year. He's not an ace, but he's a solid number 3 starter. The Pirates have him under contract until 2028. If Pittsburgh is out of it, trading Keller brings back a massive haul because cost-controlled pitching is the gold standard in this league. Fans in Pittsburgh are tired of the perpetual rebuild, but the front office might see this as the peak value moment to sell high. And then, there is Sandy Alcantara. This is the saddest story on the list. The 2022 Cy Young winner, the absolute workhorse of the Marlins, has been through hell with injuries. He missed 2024, struggled in 2025 with an ERA over 5.0, but the talent is undeniable. The Marlins held onto him, hoping he rebuilds his value. If Alcantara comes out in April and May, throwing 98 mph with that devastating sinker, the phone lines in Miami will melt. He's a lottery ticket that could pay out a jackpot. But if he struggles, his trade value evaporates. It's a massive gamble for Miami. Let's speed round a few others. C.J. Abrams in Washington is a star shortstop, but the Nats are weirdly open to moving him. Trading a 25-year-old shortstop with 2030 potential seems insane to me, but if they want to reset the timeline, he brings back a king's ransom. Pete Fairbanks is closing for the Marlins on a 1-year deal. He is as good as gone by July if he's healthy. Relievers are currency. And look at the Rockies, Brenton Doyle and Victor Vodnik. Doyle is a gold glover with power. Vodnik is a young closer with electric stuff. The Rockies need everything. Trading these two could bring back 4 or 5 legitimate prospects to restock a barren farm system. It's painful for fans to lose homegrown talent, but Colorado has to be realistic about their window. We are down to the final stretch of our list, and the names here are heavy hitters. Alec Bohm of the Phillies is at a crossroads. He's been a productive soldier for Philadelphia, but he's always been the 3rd or 4th banana in that lineup. His power dipped last year, injuries are creeping in, and he's hitting free agency soon. The Phillies are in win-now mode, but they are also ruthless. If they think they can upgrade at third base or need to move salary to fix the bullpen, Bohm is the odd man out. It would be a shock to the system in Philly, but Dave Dombrowski has never been afraid to pull the trigger on a blockbuster. Then there's the bullpen market again with Sam Moll of the Reds, a lefty specialist who had a down year due to injury. If he bounces back, he's gone. Contenders always need lefties. Same with Merrill Kelly in Arizona. The Diamondbacks already traded him once. He's back, but he's 37. If Arizona isn't winning, there is zero reason to keep him. He's a veteran presence who can stabilize a young rotation for a playoff run. And we can't ignore the superstar, Ketel Marte. The rumors about him leaving Arizona were swirling all winter. He's an MVP caliber player, locked up until 2030. Trading him signals a full-blown demolition of the roster. The D-backs said he's staying, but we know how this works. If they are 15 games back in July, and a team offers 3 top 100 prospects, that phone call gets answered. It would break the hearts of Arizona fans, but it's a business decision that could define the next 5 years of the franchise. Conclusion. So there you have it, guys. 25 names, 25 potential shifts in the tectonic plates of Major League Baseball. The 2026 season isn't just about who wins the games, it's about who survives the business. Some of these guys will be heroes in new cities, others will be cautionary tales. Here is my question for you. Which of these players do you think is the most likely to be moved, and which one would be a massive mistake to trade? I want to hear your GM theories in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more exclusive deep dives, and hit the bell so you never miss a breaking story. Until next time, keep your eyes on the waiver wire.